My child, I saw every tear you cried alone, not just last night, not just recently. Every tear, every single one, going back further than you can remember, back to the earliest moments of your life when you first learned that sometimes pain comes and no one is there to meet it. Back to the moments of your childhood that you have never told anyone about. Back through every season of your life where something hurt so much that the tears came and you were alone with them and no one knew. I was there for every single one. I want to say that slowly because I needed to land somewhere real in you today. Not to pass over your ears as a familiar religious phrase that means something in the abstract but does not quite touch the specific ache that is in you right now. I needed to land as something personal, something true about your specific life, your specific tears, your specific history of pain that you have carried more quietly than anyone around you fully realizes. I saw them, all of them. Every tear you cried in the dark when the world was asleep. Every tear you cried in the shower where no one could hear. Every tear you cried in your car alone before you had to go inside and be okay for everyone else. Every tear you cried with your face in a pillow so the sound would not carry. Every tear that slid down your face in a quiet moment when you thought you had it together and then suddenly did not. I saw everyone. I received everyone, and not a single one was lost. My child, I want to talk to you today about the tears you have cried alone, not just to acknowledge them, though they deserve to be acknowledged. I want to talk about what they tell me about you, because when I see your tears, I do not just see pain. I see something much more significant than pain. I see a heart that is still open. In a world that teaches people to close off, to harden, to build walls high enough that nothing can hurt them, your tears are evidence that you have not done that. Not completely. However much you have tried to protect yourself, however many walls you have built, there is still something in you that feels, that opens, that cares enough about things and people to be hurt by them. That is not weakness, my child. That is one of the most valuable things about you. The capacity to feel deeply, to love deeply enough to be hurt, to care deeply enough to grieve, to be present enough in your own life to actually experience it rather than just moving through it numbed. That capacity is something I placed in you deliberately. And the tears it produces, as painful as they are evidence that it is still alive. I do not want to take that from you, even knowing what it costs you sometimes. I want to help you carry it, to make the depth of feeling you have something that serves you rather than only hurts you. But I never want you to become someone who cannot feel, because the same depth that makes you capable of being hurt also makes you capable of being loved, of loving others well, of experiencing joy and beauty and connection in ways that people who have closed themselves off can no longer access. Your tears are the price of your depth, and your depth is worth it. I want to speak to the loneliness of crying alone, because I know that is the part that has hurt the most. Not just the pain itself, but the aloneness of it. The feeling that there was no one there, that whatever was breaking your heart was breaking it in a room by yourself, with no one to sit with you in it, no one to witness it, no one to say, I see this, I see you, you are not alone in this. I want to be that witness today. I want to say, I see this, I see you, and in every moment when you thought you were alone, you were not. I was in the room, I was present in the darkness. I was receiving what you were feeling, even when you could not feel me there. The aloneness was a feeling. It was not a fact. The fact was that I was there, closer than the darkness, closer than the silence, closer than the space between you and the nearest sleeping person in the next room. I was there. I have always been there, and I will always be there. I want to talk about the tears you have never let anyone see. The ones you have cried only in private because you have learned, through experience, through disappointment, through the specific ways that the people in your life have responded when you showed your pain. That showing tears is not always safe, that vulnerability is not always met with care, that Sometimes when you let people see you hurting, what comes back is not comfort, but discomfort. Their discomfort, which becomes your problem, which teaches you to keep the tears to yourself. I know you have learned that lesson. I know it has shaped how you move through the world, how carefully you manage what people see of your inner life, how practiced you have become at being okay on the outside when you are not okay on the inside. I know that skill has served a purpose. It has protected you. It has allowed you to function in spaces where vulnerability would have cost you something. But, my child, I want to be a space where that skill is not necessary, where you do not have to manage what I see, where the tears do not have to be private because I can be trusted with them, where the most hidden, most vulnerable, most unmanaged version of your pain is exactly what I want you to bring. Not the held-together version, not the acceptable version, but the real one. Bring me the real one today. Whatever you have been holding back, whatever you have been crying alone about in the private spaces of your life, bring it here. Let it be seen, fully, completely, without management or apology, by the one who will not be overwhelmed by it, will not be made uncomfortable by it, will not respond to it with anything other than love. I can handle the real version of your pain. I want the real version of your pain, and I will meet it with everything it needs. I want to speak to something specific now, the tears that came from feeling invisible, from being in rooms full of people and feeling unseen, from longing to be known and finding that the people around you knew a version of you that was not quite the real one, from the particular ache of being with others and still feeling alone, which is its own specific kind of loneliness. Sometimes worse than being physically alone, because at least physical aloneness is honest about what it is. I see you, my child. I want to say that directly in response to the tears of invisibility. I see you, not the version you present to protect yourself, not the version you have crafted for the people around you, not the you that fits most comfortably into the spaces you occupy. I see the real you, the one underneath all of that, the one that only comes out in the private moments, in the tears alone, in the quiet of your own mind, when the performance is finally over. That version of you, the most real, most unmanaged, most hidden version, is the version I love the most, because it is the most true. And truth is what I am always reaching for. You are seen, my child. You have always been seen. And being seen by me is not something to be afraid of. It is the safest thing there is. I want to close by speaking over every tear you have yet to cry. Because I know this season is not over. I know there may be more hard nights ahead, more moments where the tears come and you are alone with them. And I want to speak to those future tears before they come. For every tear you will cry alone, I will be there, already there, waiting for it, ready to receive it. You will not cry a single future tear into emptiness. Everyone will reach me. Everyone will matter. Everyone will be held. And the tears are decreasing, my child. This season of hard, private, alone crying, it is a season, and seasons end. The weight you have been carrying, the pain that has been producing the tears, it is lifting, slowly, not all at once, but real. The tears that are still to come are fewer than the ones that have already passed. The end of this season of sorrow is closer than you think. Hold on. Let the tears come when they come. Bring them to me. And know that every single one, past, present, and future, is seen, is received, is held with more care than you can fully understand. You have never cried alone. You never will. I love you. I see you. I am with you, always, without end. My child, I am still here with you. I told you I saw every tear you cried alone. And I want to stay in that truth a little longer, because I do not think you have fully received it yet. There is a part of you that heard those words and felt something, a small warmth, a small loosening of something that has been held tight for a long time, and then immediately, almost automatically pulled back, protected itself, put the guard back up before the words could land too deep. I understand why you do that. I know the history behind it. I know what has happened when you have let things land too deep before. how it has sometimes made the disappointment worse, how hope that gets too specific can become pain when things do not go the way you hoped. I know the protective pulling back is not mistrust of me specifically. It is just what you have learned to do. A reflex, built by years of navigating a world that has not always been safe to be fully open in. But my child, I want to gently invite you to let this one land. Just this, just today, just the truth that I saw every tear you cried alone. Let that get past the guard and actually reach the part of you that has needed to hear it the most. You were not invisible. You have never been invisible. Not once, not in a single moment of your life have you been unseen by me. I want to talk about what it means to be truly seen, because I think seeing is something people often experience only in partial forms. Someone sees part of you, the part you show them, the part that fits into the relationship, the part that is easiest to understand or to love. And that partial seeing is real and it matters, but it is not the same as being fully seen. Being fully seen means someone knows all of it. The parts you are proud of and the parts you are ashamed of. The parts that are easy to love and the parts that are complicated. The parts you show the world and the parts you only show yourself in the dark. I see all of it, my child. Every part. Nothing is hidden from me. Nothing is unknown. Nothing about you has escaped my attention or my care. I see the full picture, the complete, unedited, nothing left out reality of who you are and what you have been through and what you are carrying right now. And my response to the full picture is love. Not love despite the complicated parts. Love including them. Not love for the presentable version of you. Love for the real one. Complete, unconditional. Nothing can change it love. That is what being seen by me looks like. And you are seen that way, fully and completely, right now. I want to speak to the tears that came from disappointment. The ones that came not from dramatic loss or acute pain, but from the quieter, more sustained ache of things not being what you hoped. Relationships that never quite became what you needed them to be. Dreams that faded gradually rather than failing dramatically. The slow accumulation of small disappointments that over time added up to something heavy that you carry without quite knowing when it got so heavy. I saw those tears too. The quiet ones. The ones that came from the low-grade sadness that does not have a dramatic enough origin to feel justified, but that is real nonetheless. The tears that came when you let yourself think for a moment about the distance between the life you imagined and the life you are living. The tears that came from missing something you never quite had. Those tears are real. That disappointment is real. And I want to speak to it today, not with explanation. I am not going to explain away the disappointment, but with presence. With the acknowledgement that it is real and valid and something I see and something I care about. And with this, the disappointment is not the final word. The gap between what you hoped for and what you have is not a permanent gap. I am working in that gap. I am bringing things into your life that will begin to close it. Not all at once, not in a single dramatic arrival of everything you have been hoping for, but gradually, in ways that will become clearer as time goes on. The disappointment you feel is real, and it is not your permanent address. I want to talk about healing now, because I think that is what this conversation has really been about. Not just acknowledgement of the tears, but the beginning of healing, what produced them. And healing is what I want to offer you today. Not just comfort that makes the pain feel a little more bearable while it continues. Actual healing. The kind that changes something at the root level, not just at the surface. Healing of the places where you have felt unseen. The deep places that learned to expect invisibility and started to anticipate it. Started to believe it was just your lot. I want to heal the belief that you are someone who goes unseen, because it is not true. It has never been true. And the healing I want to bring is the kind that gradually, over time, replaces that false belief with the truth. You are seen, you are known, you are specifically and personally and completely seen by the one who matters most. Healing of the places where you have felt alone in your pain. The places that learned to keep the tears private because bringing them out had not been safe. I want to heal the part of you that believes pain must be carried alone. Because it does not. It never did. I have always been available to carry it with you, and the people I am bringing into your life are going to be people you can trust with more of it than you have been able to trust anyone with before. Healing of the disappointments, the slow, accumulated, heavy disappointments that have been weighing on you for longer than you can clearly remember. I want to bring new things into your life that begin to rewrite the story of disappointment. Not by erasing what happened, but by adding new chapters that tell a different story going forward. This healing is available to you, my child. It is not distant. It is not conditional on you having everything figured out or being in a particular spiritual state. It is available right now in this moment to exactly who you are as you actually are. Receive it. Open your hands and let me put it there. You do not have to do anything to deserve it. You just have to receive it. My child, I want to close by speaking something over your future that I need you to hear. The tears are not forever. The aloneness is not forever. The feeling of being unseen, of carrying things privately, of crying in the dark by yourself. That season is ending. I am bringing it to an end. Gradually, in the ways that matter most, I am changing the conditions of your life so that the tears you cry going forward are increasingly tears you do not have to cry alone. I am bringing people who will see you. I am healing the places in you that have made it hard to let people see you. I am working on the circumstances that have been producing the pain. I am present with you in every dark moment between now and when the darkness lifts. You have not cried your last tear. I will not promise you that, because life always has tears. But you are moving toward a season where the tears are fewer. The aloneness is less. The feeling of being unseen is replaced by the settled knowledge that you are known and loved and not alone. That season is coming. I am building it right now. I saw every tear you cried alone, my child, and I am making sure that the tears ahead are not cried alone. I love you. I see you. I am with you, always, without end.